Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ange. This is my 3 months on T video. I am officially 3 months, 1 week, and 2 days on T. And for this video, I'm going to be going over everything from the top down. And at the very end, I am going to have a warning for my family and friends that don't want to know the TMI information that'll show up. That'll just be your cue to hit the stop button right there. Just listen for that. As for things that have been going on in my life, I've still been going to school, and I've been recently started working out. But from the top down, of course, I've been growing out my mohawk, and I'm gonna hopefully be putting dreadlock extensions in to see if I'll even like it. But that'll be another thing. Obviously, my eyebrows are getting thicker, but that's just because I'm letting them grow out and reshape them so they don't look as feminine as they did. Obviously, my voice has dropped more, and right now it's scratchy because it's about to drop again. Squeaky sometimes too. My Adam's apple continues, and my neck bones continue to thicken up. You can't really see anything right now. Like, my neck is a lot thicker than it was. At least it feels it. And my shoulders are broader than they were. I can almost fit into a men's size small, which for a lot of you out there are probably like, I've already fit it, what's the big deal? But I've never ever been able to shop in for a men's small tux suit. It just never happened. I always had to shop in the boys section. So for me to be even a little bit close to being able to fit it is pretty awesome. As for hair, my baby fuzz on my face is getting darker and thicker, and I shaved my face with a new razor just to test it out, shaved the baby fuzz that was always here, but definitely was getting thicker. So it'll be interesting once that grows back to see how thick it really is. I am getting furrier, like on my arms. That's getting thicker, but it's still blonde. Kind of hoping it stays blonde. My stomach is definitely getting furrier. I'm getting a happy trail. My legs, I've never had to shave above my knees in order to not look airy, because I've always had blonde peach fuzz up above, but now it's darker and thicker, so definitely would have to shave now if I didn't want to look furry. But I mean, I stopped shaving a month, I think, before I started taking tea, or 2, I don't know. I just stopped caring about the fur. I don't think my lower parts have gotten too much furrier. They have a little bit. It's longer now than it was before. Yeah, that's all for the fur. My arms, they've always been small, and I've only been working out a little bit, but they've gotten thicker, which is nice, so that I'm not like too skinny. But right now my weight is up where I don't want it to be. I've never weighed this much before in my life. I'm 146 pounds, and I am used to weighing around 115. So I got some weight to lose, but I've been working out at least twice a week for an hour, just because this is the first time that I've ever worked out without getting paid to, or without it being for a sport. So just pacing myself a little bit, because not only with my heart stuff, with my asthma, it's not like I can just go all out with it right now. But so long as I'm slow and steady losing weight, I'm gonna be fine. And I know that's gonna happen, because as of right now, I got my T levels tested last week, except I did it the day after I did my shot, which I didn't realize is gonna completely invalidate the results. So I'm just waiting for my doctor to tell me to go back in on Monday before I take my shot. before I go see her on Wednesday, so that hopefully I can go from 50 milligrams on tea to 200 milligrams on tea. That alone will help me shed weight and bulk up in muscle. When I first started this, I just wanted my voice to deepen a little bit and bulk up in muscle, but not really get super furry and super manly. But now I'm totally 100% wanting to go full on male presenting and get up to 200 milligrams a week in testosterone. It's been female presenting and hiding the male side of me, and now I want to be male presenting and just have the female part of me inside. I've always had a problem with my voice being really high. I always told, the guys at work, just treat me as one of the guys, don't see me as one of the girls, treat me as one of the guys, because I've always worked with chauvinistic assholes and they see women as a burden. But I also didn't want to get hit on, and growing up, you hand me a toy gun and a Barbie, I'm gonna put the Barbie down. My birth dad always tried to put me in dresses and make me play with Barbies and shit, and I never liked that kind of shit. I'd go over to my cousin's house and we'd play toy guns and cars and shit, and Mortal Kombat and Three Little Pigs, Big Bad Wolf, dressed in a Germany. That was always fun. Not played, tea time or whatever. I never did that shit outside. I was never a girly girl, and I fucking hated dresses, and yeah, I was always seen as a tomboy. Well, there's a reason. I'm still going with genderqueer because that still is the best label for me, because I am both male and female. I have been thinking, it'd be easier to just say, yeah, I'm just full on only trans, just trans masculine, male pronouns and all that, but that would just again be denying one side to make it easier on the straight community, and I don't want to do that. And there's also people in the trans community that can also be bigoted to other trans people. They're like, you have to be this way and this way and this way in order to be trans, and they can just go fuck themselves. I have had a lot of support on Facebook. I'm in 2 trans and genderqueer, non-binary support groups, and it's been really awesome to be able to talk to people that are going through the same things that I am, some around the same times, but it's a really cool community to be a part of on there. Emotionally, I'm definitely more emotional on the weekends than I am during the week, just because that's when the shot's wearing off more. Overall, my moods have definitely still been steady, because I am one of the lucky ones that my last period was, I started the day before I took my first shot, and that was the last week I bled. Most people transitioning don't get to be that lucky like I am. Previously, I used to have PMDD really bad. Now I don't have those symptoms. I don't even have kind of a shadow of those symptoms where I could tell, this is when I would be getting ready to bleed or whatever. I don't have that at all, which is nice. It is harder to cry when you're on T. Even with movies, I could tell in certain situations that I would definitely be crying before. I just can't do it. I can feel it on the inside, but the tears aren't coming in. I could definitely still cry. I watched the new movie about this woman and her separated husband, waiting to see if their son got shot by the police, and yeah, sure as shit, he was shot. And once it became apparent, even I was crying. It's still able to be done, it's just a whole lot harder. I thankfully don't have all the anger issues that other people transitioning have. I think just because I grew up with a hurricane of rage inside me, I've I know how to handle anger, and it's just nothing now. I don't have it. If I do, it's, you know, just the normal hurricane that I kind of keep buried way down now. It's not always on just underneath the surface like it used to be, which is really nice. It's like, I don't know if you guys have watched Xena, but they had this episode where all the normal people got really ragey, so you see Gabrielle just running around trying to pick fights with normal people, and all the warriors are just calm because they've always dealt with anger. I think that's kind of like what is going on with me. I've just always dealt with it, so I'm good, whereas all these other people going through T never really dealt with rage before, and they just don't know what to do about it. Other than that, emotionally, I mean, I don't really see much of a difference. I'm still me. It's been definitely interesting to see the differences that T makes with my body every day. Every day I'm, you know, checking my face and checking, you know, my legs to see if I'm furrier, and check my stomach to see if I'm furrier. It's just interesting. It's definitely going through puberty all over again, except I think faster. One thing I know is going to happen, and I've been thinking about it for a while, is that my name is going to change once again. This will be my third name in my life, because I have my Deb name that I haven't gone by since I was 15, and then I've been going by Angelina since then. So I've been going by Angelina for 18 years now, most of my life, and now I'm gonna have to change it again because it's just way too feminine. Even with me just going by Ange, that's still quite feminine, and I'm really not gonna fit it real soon. So, and I'm alright with that. It feels sad to be letting go of the name, but happy because it served its purpose, and I felt more close to it than my original Deb name. One thing I did want to press on with Deb names, one thing that someone said in one of my trans groups really hit home. It's, you know, when you know someone who's had one name and chooses another to go by, don't just respect that in front of them, respect it behind their back, because I want to be respected when I'm not there. You don't dead name someone. It's completely offensive. It's completely disrespectful. If you don't respect me behind my back, then you don't respect me at all, and I don't want you in my life. It's like, if you hear someone saying my dad's name, fucking correct them. Be like, that person don't exist anymore. Their name is this. You know, whatever I choose. Still, you know, I know some of my family members still try to use my old dad name, even though I've been going by Angelina for fucking 18 years, and they're like, oh, you know, well, some people, you know, that's just how they're used to talking about you. It's like, motherfuckers have had 18 fucking years. I don't give a fuck. Fucking correct them. They've had long enough. And honestly, if the person don't know me by Ange, they don't know me at all. So why are you talking to them about me anyway? Like, they're not in my life, and they don't need no shit other than what I let people know. I did, even with Ange, have to get to the point where I was threatening to disown people just to get them to use my fucking name. And I'm gonna put this out there right now: you don't use my chosen name, I will disown your ass. I've already disowned my birth father and my stepfather. You want to test me, I will kick you the fuck out of my life. That's how serious I am about respect. Can't respect simply calling me by my name. Why do I have you in my life? Now, these past years have been really enlightening for me on the ways of, and I've learned it's better to have like 5 people that you actually like and trust in your life, rather than 500 people on your friends list that don't really give a shit about you. And I'm going for the 5 instead of 500. For me, if you aren't showing me the basic amount of respect, I'm gonna cut you out, simply because, you know, I've been betrayed way too many times by people who call themselves friends. I've been disrespected way too many times by people who call themselves family. I know that I deserve respect. I'm gonna demand it by anyone that's in my life, because I'm always gonna call you by what you want to be called. I'm gonna respect your pronouns. I'm gonna respect your identity. I expect you to respect mine, not only when I'm right there in front of you, but when I'm not. I know that for some people it might be confusing, but all you gotta do is ask me, and I'll answer your questions. So long as they're genuine questions. I mean, if you're asking about things that you wouldn't think to ask a straight cis person, you probably shouldn't be asking it. You don't need to know about junk. Actually, just ask, so long as it's not like disrespectful. Don't treat me as a fucking science experiment, because I'm not. It's definitely been a really nice experience transitioning, just more myself. Before I wouldn't admit that I was dysphoric. I watched this video and they're like, you know, you pretty much have to be dysphoric in order to be trans, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But for me, they asked a really good question: is, would you be happy if you went back to who you were before you started transitioning? And the answer is no. For me, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be happy if I had to just stop taking tea right now and go back to who I was, knowing that I could be happy with how my body is changing and who I will be in the future, rather than staying the same and staying female presenting. I never understood it until I started to be like, no, I really would not be alright if I had to stay. What would be the point of transitioning if I would be alright staying just the same? There'd be none. Especially with my voice, I've always hated that, but just being seen as feminine, I never liked that. When I did put on a dress, it was just to try to fit in, and I felt like I was cross-dressing, but now I feel a lot better. One thing I did want to do is a voice comparison, so I'm gonna play some clips from before, and then 1 month, 2 months, and now. Take this. Oh. Over a month on tea now, and as you guys can hear, my voice is starting to drop. But this is my voice on tea. This is my voice 3 months on tea. This is the part of the video where my friends and family that don't want to know too much can stop. This is your warning. Stop the video. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. As for the rest of you, definitely my sex drive has gone up a lot. Feeling like a teenage boy. I mean, it's controllable. I can still concentrate without thinking of sex all the time, but sometimes it's really hard. And definitely got bottom growth. You got more of it. But that's all I'm going to say about it. And if you want to know more about that, you can go and look up other videos. I'm not going to talk about it. It's just too personal. And if you have any questions, like I said, hit me up on Messenger and let me know. But thank you for watching, and see you next month.